This latest chapter of Black Clover got a lot interesting because Asta has become Oprah Winfrey as he's giving every single member of the Black Bulls anti-magic powers. You get anti-magic powers, he gets anti-magic powers, she gets anti-magic powers. Every single member of the Black Bulls get anti-magic powers, which is really exciting because we get to see how each of the members of the Black Bulls actually look 100% different now they got this actual new power up. But we see Asta, he was able to do this when he summoned his demon dweller sword. And it's about damn time that Asta is able to summon this sword and actually is able to use it the correct way. Because Asta, when he used the demon dweller sword, is able to absorb the magic that the sword touch to send it right back to the opponent. So Asta, when he summoned his sword, he was able to have the anti-magic go into the sword and able to transmit the anti-magic to go on ahead and transmit it to the rest of the Black Bull squads, where we see that the Black Bulls actually got a huge power up and they got new looks as well because everyone looks completely different towards the end of the chapter in the panels where you just see Henry got black hair, you see new design that each character has, and it's just got a lot more interesting. Now, the question is, would the Black Bulls members only have anti-magic? And the question is, no, they will have their own magic that they have, but they also have anti-magic. So with the combination of both, they will become more powerful enough to actually take down the angel guardians or the paladins or whoever. Because this is not the first time we saw anti-magic and magic work together to actually make a powerful attack. We've seen it multiple times throughout the series, and heck, we even see it through the movie, the Black Clover movie, when Asta and Yuno use his wind magic and Asta uses anti-magic, his black divider, to try to go into that force field that we saw when he was trying to battle against Comrade. So, it is possible to use the combination of magic and anti-magic to go on ahead and work together. And so that is going to be a very huge up for everyone who's fighting against Lucius. So it is doable. And besides, too, the Demon Dweller Sword, the whole purpose is to absorb magic and actually send it right back to the opponent. So it's pretty much it. Now the huge question is this going to be a time limit? Is this going to be a permanent thing? Is this is going to be like a one-time thing? And the question is, I don't know. We're probably going to figure it out soon or later because we going to actually see what effects does this anti-magic has, because remember, none of the Black Bulls never had anti-magic. So this is literally going to be interesting because even though with this new power up, how it's going to work, how they're able going to maintain it, and is this going to be like a one-off, a time limit, or this is just a permanent thing? So we'll find out soon. But throughout this chapter, we see the conclusion after Asta was able to one shot Damnatio, as Damnatio is actually reverting back to his paladin form, well, reverting back to his normal human self because his paladin form is fading. As he's thanking the Black Bulls, but he's also, too, is very in disbelief that he's been saved by the Black Bulls because we all know that Damnatio, he does not like the Black Bulls. This man wanted the Black Bulls to be gone and pretty much be sent to jail because with the whole incident of what happened to Asta and his whole trial, this man cannot stand them. So as he is falling to the ground, Asta says, "Sleep now. I promise I will wake you up too." Everyone, as he's walking towards everyone to making sure it's everyone's okay. But then we see that the Witch Queen, with her last bit of strength, she goes on ahead and tries to heal everyone with her blood magic, and she's healing every single member of the lands of the witches. And she also think Nero, because if it wasn't for her sealing magic, everyone would have been dead. Everyone would have been doomed because Nero's sealing magic was still active. It was still active because Nero says that if she got hit, then the spell would not work. And we saw how the sealing magic is able to heal, well, not heal, but was to able to seal the wounds or pain that a person has. And Nero, she sent it throughout the whole entire land for the witches, the witch queen, just everyone that was part of her squad. So the witch queen actually thanks Nero for all the help. And then so with every bit of her last strength, she was able to heal everyone, but it cost her her youth because she transformed into like this old lady where she just aged so badly. So she goes on ahead and tells Vanessa, like, hey, you're gonna be the next witch queen. As Vanessa is just stunned, she was just like, wait, what? So, but Dorothy, she comes in and she was just like, I want to be the witch queen. I want to be next in line. She was like, let me do it. It'll be so much fun to do it. But the witch queen is just staring at her like, girl, like I asked Vanessa, not you. But then with the Witch Queen, she focused on Asta because she got to think more bigger things than that. Because she's just like, okay, so how's Asta's going to handle the whole situation with Lucius? So she asked him, do you have any tricks up your sleeve? As Asta says, yeah. And then we go into a flashback where Asta is actually training with Ryu. So Ryu and Asta, they have this discussion because Asta, when he started training to do Zenton, he has a better grasp on how to control his anti-magic, and he has a better grasp on like do not make sure that it doesn't overflow or anything, because one of the issues that Asta had was to control his anti-magic powers. So of course, now that Asta he knows how to master Zenton, he has a better grasp on controlling his anti-magic. So Ryu was just like, hey, with your anti-magic, is able to grant any object any powers of anti-magic, right? And Asta was just like, yeah, because he done it twice. He remembering the two scenarios. One was when he was battling against Dante and he used Yami's sword to actually defeat him. And two, the Demon Dweller sword when he was in his dungeon mission with Noel, and Mimosa and everyone else. So while he's just thinking of those times, he was just like, yeah, I'm able to grant any object any anti-magical power. So Ryu was just like, so why don't you just give it to anybody else that will assist you on battling against Lucius? Because now, since you have a better chance on actually controlling your anti-magic, you'll be able enough to go on ahead and actually transmit or give people anti-magic powers. So then this is where we see Asta was able to give the Black Bulls the anti-magic powers that we see towards the end of the chapter. And it's really funny because it kind of does call back to episode 6, where it goes more into a little bit details of why Asta used the Demon Dweller sword, because anti-magic energy flows consistently through the Demon Dweller sword. So Asta has to use that sword. He can't use any other sword. He has to use the Demon Dweller sword because it flows correctly. So now that at the end of the chapter, as everyone is getting the power up, Asta calls every single member of the Black Bulls, besides Noel and Yami, because they're both battling in the Clover Kingdom. He's like, all right, let's go ahead and save the world. As the chapter just ends, because the chapter just literally just setting up for like the next gear of this war, because Asta is finally here. He brought Ichika. He has the Black Bulls all powered up because these angel guardians and these paladins, they're very powerful. And we saw how Damnatio was able to destroy them. And to the point where even though the Black Bulls did destroy the angel guardians, it was a risky move that almost cost them their lives. And this time, we see that Gray and Ghost, they're alive. They are alive and well, and especially Gray now that he has his arm back, because we saw when he got slashed, his arm got cut off as well. So now that Gray and Ghost, they're actually healed up, they are ready to go, especially now that they have new anti-magic powers. So this chapter is very interesting. Some people may like it, some people may not like it. They probably might not like the idea that the whole Black Bulls are able to have anti-magic and Asta is able to give people anti-magic. But let me know down in the comment section how you guys feel about this chapter, and let me know your thought process or anything else or any corrections that I seem to be, messing up on. So let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about this chapter. And if you guys do like the video, please give it a like, subscribe, and remember, always be decent. It's the Monotone Man, and hope you guys have a wonderful day. Be safe out here. Peace.